And that sound right there means that we are back for another few hour wasteful banter on the internet here. So heck yeah, episode 17. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, Wyatt. Thanks for coming out again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited to waste a few people's Fridays. It's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what this will be. Well, heck yeah, we'll just get right into it, and we can get into our conversations there. You had a pretty eventful weekend there, it seemed. Uh, how was the game, and how was everything that you kind of did, dude?
Oh man, the game was fun. I don't know why I'm wearing these sunglasses. It's inside and it's 8 p.m. The game was fun. The we got the shit kicked out of us. I mean, kind of tired of watching that, but that happens a lot. That's kind of just the Pirates' way. Uh, but yeah, no, it was a blast. It was firework night. Went out with Jocelyn and her dad. Had some drinks and whatnot. We had some drinks before we went. We had some drinks when we were there. Stuck around, watched the fireworks show afterwards. Went home. Her dad fell asleep in the back seat of the car like a fucking kid. He was out, dude. He had a blast.
That's awesome. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean we all had a blast, but I think he had the best time. Like, he's one of those guys that, like, he's a good dude, but he'll if he's got a problem going on, he'll definitely talk to you about his problems and nothing else, like nothing good most of the time.
yeah.
He didn't have a negative thing to say like the whole trip. Like, he didn't have a fucking problem in the world, dude. He just cared about baseball. That was it. Like,
That's awesome.
his biggest problem was the Pirates were bad. Like, he didn't give a shit. Everything else was out of his mind that night, and it was fun. I mean, that's kind of how we all were. It was like, yeah, we're just gonna, like, forget about stress for a day and you watch some goddamn baseball. Stress over that.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's a good lesson for all of us to kind of separate whatever issues we may be having going on and enjoy whatever moment it is that you got going. That's awesome. That makes me
Yeah,
I'm really glad for you guys then. That's
yeah.
great.
And I got a hat. And it's on my head.
I see that. I noticed that. That's a
Yeah.
bright yellow, so I assume it's a new yellow.
It's the new one that you can't see it, I guess, unless I hold it up close. But it's the one that goes with their City Connect uniform, that yellow jersey. It's got like a little pattern on it the closer you look.
Oh
Looks
yeah,
like a
yeah.
little. I don't even
Yeah.
know what the pattern is. It's just shapes. But
I could see that now. Nice. Well, heck yeah. I love good Pirates hat. I like baseball hats in general.
yeah, man, I didn't get a. I went to a game a couple weeks ago. I didn't get a single souvenir, so I went to this one. And I thought, I'm not leaving this one without at least something.
Yeah. Hat's always a good
So
one.
yeah, so I went and got a hat. I got the first hat that stood out to me. 'Cause that's kind of my rule. If I can't make a decision, I'm like, all right, well, which one made me want to look at all of these? It was this one.
Yeah. Well, heck yeah, man. It definitely does stand out. Do you do anything else there last week, this weekend, I guess? Whatever, whichever, both of them.
Oh man, let me think. Um, no, dude, not really. Not really anything eventful that I remember. I mean, we did some fun stuff, but like nothing productive, nothing too crazy. I think we went out to a bar and got like lunch and some beers. It's like Sunday afternoon or something like that, or Saturday afternoon. I don't remember, but and then we did that again um, last night because it's the beginning of our weekend. So
Yeah. Well, heck yeah, dude. Nice. Well, it's good that it was an average week. Good that
yeah,
you didn't have anything bad to say, at least.
no, no, not really. Nothing that stands out too much. Just, a bunch of work. But when I wasn't working, I was having fun. So
Yeah.
I was having fun, not too far away from home. So
Yeah. That's
it's always
awesome.
good. It's good to get out of home, but it's also good to have shit to do at home because you can't always, get out of home for a few days.
Yeah. I like that sentence you just said there, where whenever I wasn't at work, I was having fun. Because I didn't really do too much this weekend either. But you know what? That's kind of how I could describe, my weekend and, my time off work. I didn't really do too much to talk about, but it was a good time. I know I had a good time. I know I don't have anything bad to say about this weekend. I know I wasn't bored this weekend, especially with Easter and everything. I just hung out with a bunch of family and was able to get a round of golf in with some old surveying buddies, so that was cool. But yeah, I didn't really do much either. That was really it. I'm just been stacked with work this week with events and whatnot, and then next couple weeks are about the same. So just trying to find something to look forward to here outside of these very short term little excursions. This weekend we got Faith's birthday there on Friday, so that'll be a good little trip out of town, and whatever else we do, I don't know. I think you're on mute.
You're right. I was. Yeah, I was coughing like fucking crazy. Yeah, I wish I didn't have to work. Um, where are you guys going? Are you coming up here, or are you going to Charleston or something? Are you going to her parents' house, or?
No, we're going to Morgantown.
Okay.
Because I have to work Friday. I have to work a golf tournament all day, so we're not going to get off until late. And then Saturday we have a birthday party for our friend's kid that we have to go to. So we got a pretty busy weekend, just trying to find the time for us to do stuff, you know. But it'll work out. It usually does. I'm excited.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, I'm gonna be honest, man. I was so like busy with whatever it was I was busy with or preoccupied that aside from some things that like were just on my mind, I wrote down here today. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but the good news is I think we'll be able to fill the time pretty well with this stuff. And then hopefully whatever you have there.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't have a lot. I was gonna go over sports and the usual and shit, especially because the playoffs started. But we'll get there whenever we get there. Um, but yeah, I definitely think we'll have plenty. We kind of just anytime I write down a billion fucking notes, I only get to like 3 of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
Well,
But
heck yeah.
I'll, if you don't mind, I'm gonna get into the. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna get into the playoffs, man. The NFL draft is tomorrow.
Oh, I haven't even paid attention to that. I didn't even know that.
It starts tomorrow, dude. And I looked at a mock draft that has. Oh, I still have it pulled up. How about that? This is on NFL.com. I don't know who made it. It has the Steelers picking a D tackle, man. I don't think the Steelers can do anything other than quarterback first round. I think we're in a bad quarterback spot.
Well, we got Mason Rudolph, so.
Oh yeah, that's right. The GOAT.
Yeah. Hey, he kept number 2. I
He
saw that
did.
he kept number 2, so at least he knows that that's going to be such a legendary number one day. They're going to be forced to retire. So why would he try switching another?
Yeah. Yeah, man. You got the likes of Michael Vick that wore that jersey in Pittsburgh, and you got Justin Fields, and then you got the GOAT Mason Rudolph, Hall of Famer.
Man.
But, yeah,
But,
I really don't know who they should get, but I don't think it should be Shadur Sanders.
No, it should be a legitimate quarterback and not somebody who is like nothing against him because he's a baller and everything, but he's a Bronny James in terms of gonna be picked a lot higher because of his name and the money that'll come with having him on the team rather than what he'll do for us. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen a whole lot about it, so you've probably seen a lot more. But the interviews that I've seen with him, he is super cocky. Like, super cocky. And there aren't many rookie quarterbacks that can come in from college that have done well and do well, let alone that have done bad and do well. You know?
Yeah, I'm looking at this mock draft. I don't even see him in the first round.
Nuh-uh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
No, I'm sure some mock drafts might have him in the first round. This one does not. This one doesn't have a lot of quarterbacks at all.
I'll be honest, if they could get him in like a late second round, I'd take him for a late second round.
Yeah, yeah, I think I might too. I don't think that's too crazy, but I wouldn't waste a first round pick on him. I think that's exactly what it'd be. It'd be a waste. But yeah, I guess Yeah, I guess I'm hoping the Steelers get somebody decent. We'll be by the time this airs, we'll be halfway through the draft because it's like a 3 day thing, right? They do rounds 1 and 2 on Thursday, I believe. So by the time this comes out, we'll know who it is. So I think I should just talk like I already know who it is, but I'm not going to say any names. I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm pissed off about it, and I don't know who it is, but I bet I will be. So I think that's a fair, I think that's a fair jump to make. I think I'm going to be disappointed, or I think I am disappointed with who the Steelers picked yesterday. Um, yeah, that's just all there is to it. I guess we'll find out if I'm right or not whenever this actually comes out. But as of right now, I'm just trying to be in the future a little bit,
I
forward
would
thinking or something.
I would put the money on it that you were correct. I'm not gonna. I can't say I'm upset with it because I probably won't find out until Saturday because I just won't pay attention and I'll be so busy. But we'll talk about that'll be a big conversation next week then, because then we'll actually be able to predict our season now. That'll be cool.
Yeah, yeah, we'll have some idea of what we think's going to go on.
This yeah, I'm really hopeful for that. This isn't with uh this doesn't specifically have to do um with the Steelers or football itself, but it does have to do with football. Um, did you see that thing that tweet that Kyle Hamilton said about having a unified stadium um, for the major sporting events?
No, I didn't see that. What exactly did he mean by that?
So he started off. It started off with a tweet where he said, uh, "The Super Bowl uh, should never be a home field advantage." Um, and then he said, "The answer to this is build a $5 billion plus stadium and airport in the middle of nowhere, geographically centered in the United States. Only use it for the World Series, the NBA and NHL finals, and call it the American Center for Excellence." That is a cool idea.
I think it's a pretty solid idea too. I unfortunately I don't think they'd ever do it because all these leagues are greedy as shit, and they would they would never think of such a thing. Sharing, they would
That's
never
the
do something like that. But yeah, it would be pretty sweet, especially for those sports because like the NFL, most of the time, unless you get really lucky, there isn't a home field advantage. 'Cause I think there's only been one team. I think it was the Bucks. I think it was
Yeah,
the
Tampa
Buccaneers whenever
Bay.
Tom Brady were there. I think it's the only team that's ever played in the Super Bowl at home, right?
Yeah. Or
Or
I'm
maybe
pretty
the
sure it
Rams did
was.
it. Maybe the Rams did it too in LA. I don't know, but
Mhm.
I know it hasn't happened a lot. But I mean, yeah, for things like the World Series and the NBA Finals, that would be kind of cool. I guess it would kind of suck if you were, one of the people that lived in those cities and you wanted to watch. But yeah,
I
it would be
think,
kind of cool because you wouldn't have to worry about travel or road games or anything like this. You're just playing.
and and the point of putting it somewhere that doesn't have any of those things, that's just that's super genius. That's just an extra incentive to do it because of everything that would come in terms of just revitalization probably to that town. Like I think about it, if that were to happen to any like small city in West Virginia, what would happen to that county and the surrounding counties' economies?
Oh,
Oh
just
my
explode.
gosh. Yeah. And then plus it just increases the as all sports need, it would increase the number of fans because you'd be more like people are going to be more amped to be a fan of something they can actually see.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it would be. It is a cool thought. I like that they're at least. I know baseball's doing it. We talked about the racetrack one,
Mhm.
but the neutral site series that they do, but they're regular season series. But I still think that's cool. I think
Oh
it's
yeah,
cool that I think it's cool that all these leagues are getting out of the country too. You know what I mean? Like the NBA goes to Europe and stuff now, and so does the NFL, and
yeah.
baseball goes to Japan and shit like that. They might be. I don't know if they're going to Europe or not. I know they went to Japan to like right before the regular season. It was the regular season for two teams. It was that one series that counted towards the regular season record while everybody else was still in spring training.
I couldn't really see them going to Europe, but I could see them going to, well, honestly, only Japan, only Asian countries and Australia. I couldn't necessarily, just because baseball's not huge,
It's not huge there.
Uh, but I do agree with you about the size. I am really just because basketball's been that way since the '90s. But I like how much the NFL has grown outside. Like the games that are going on. There's a game in Ireland this year. Um,
Yeah,
I just think it's cool that they're going to so many different random places. So the Germany games every year and
yeah.
London
Steelers are
games.
playing. The Steelers are playing in Germany this year.
Do they?
Yep.
Nice. Who do they play?
I have no idea.
That's gonna be
I just
great.
know they partnered with one of the big soccer teams in Germany.
I remember seeing that. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing they're partnering with them to the extent of like. Yeah, I saw something about there. Aren't they bringing like the players over in games or doing something with like highlighting the other teams during games and stuff?
Yeah, and I also think that team, I forget the name of the team. I know who it is. I play FIFA. But
Mm.
it's about my only soccer knowledge, but I know who that team is. I just forget who it was. But I also believe they're doing some of their games here.
Oh, in Pittsburgh?
I think
That's
so.
awesome.
I think that's the way I understood that. I don't know when, but I think that was part of like the deal is to get people in Germany watching American football and get us watching
Oh, we
more
definitely
European football.
we got to get that if we got to figure out when that is and do that, dude.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be really fun.
That'd be great to go to a game, especially inside of what was Heinz Field.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be sweet. I hope they're still doing that. I only remember seeing like one thing about that.
I'm sure they are. It's just so far away from the season, they're not worried about it.
Yeah, that's
Because
probably
it'll
true.
it'll sell itself too anyway, so it won't be too big of an issue for them. I feel.
Right.
Um, have you paid attention to the NBA at all? There.
Yeah. Yeah,
Have
I'm
you?
looking at it right now actually. That's what I was going to get into next if you didn't have anything else.
Not sports related like that. I've got one random sport after this, but I was also just going to talk about the NBA there. I figured we each give our takes, and I thought it would be cool if we just kind of guessed to see how we thought it would start playing out from here, at least for the next couple series, at least, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because the regular playoffs are underway. Like play-in's done, regular playoffs are going. Now, I mean, we say this all the time. This is obviously not recorded the same day that we post it. So what we're saying right now is going to be outdated. But as of right now, the Thunder lead the Grizzlies 2-0. The Nuggets and Clippers are tied at 1. Lakers and Timberwolves are tied at 1. The Rockets and Warriors, Golden State's up 1-0.
They play tonight, though.
They do. And then the Eastern Conference. Cavs are up 1-0 against the Heat, and they're up by 15 right now in the second quarter. Bucks and Pacers, Indy's up 2-0. Knicks and Pistons are tied at 1. Celtics and Magic, Boston's up 1-0, and they're up by 7 right now, barely into the second half. So yeah, man. I mean, nothing's really surprised me yet. Like the Warriors and the Rockets, when you look at just the seeds, you would think that, the 7 seed shouldn't be on top of the 2 seed, obviously, but it's the fucking Warriors. You know
It's
how
the
that goes.
Warriors, and it's the first round of the playoffs. So, like, yeah, I'm not too surprised there. I don't see them going to the Eastern Conference Finals in any way, but I feel like Steph Curry could almost will his team through the first series at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the Lakers and Timberwolves. I think the Lakers are going to take that. I don't think there's any other way around it.
Yeah, I was a little conflicted in that series there, just because I like the Timberwolves more, a lot more. Um, and I think the Lakers are super overrated. But when you have the players that they have, you really can't. I can't argue it, or I can't try to dismiss them like I want to, because I
Yeah.
do want to just blow them off. They're like the Mavs. I was so glad the Mavs got blown out.
Yeah, they got the shit kicked out of them. That one reporter asked the GM just straight up, like, why do you think you shouldn't be fired?
Dude, talking about that, did you see the last game there that on the jumbotron there was a fan that they panned to because he was like dancing or doing something, and once he realized they panned to him, he said fire Nico, and he said it like this, like, but it was very clear as day. Not even 3 minutes later, the Mav security escorted him out of the building.
That's fucking crazy.
I have a huge issue with that. There
Yeah.
is that is freedom of speech, and he is a paying customer. It
Yeah,
does
it's
not.
not even like he said anything crazy. I'd understand if he was over there swearing or some shit. You got kids there, but
Yeah, he
yeah,
said
yeah. I mean, that guy should be fired.
that was
He
it.
sucks.
They
I thought his little comment where he said, I knew Luca was important to the fan base, but not quite this much. I'm like, what are you fucking blind? Like, are you running your team from underneath of a rock? Like, what are you doing? What do you mean? I'm not even a Dallas Mavericks fan. I know how much that guy meant to the Mavericks
dude, you
and the
could
fans.
any basketball fan could go back. No team has ever said that about not only a star player but the best player in the league. While they've been on, like, the Cavs never, even while they were salty with LeBron, never said anything like that. Like, well, we undervalued him. We didn't really
Yeah.
realize.
Yeah. Well, we knew people liked him. We didn't know people fucking liked him this much.
Yeah. We saw all the ads around town, but we didn't realize it'd be this
That's
big of a
so
deal.
crazy. That's
Ah,
such a goddamn wild comment. Like,
dude,
bro, get out of there. What are you doing? How do you not know? How do you how do you not know? Like, look at some jersey sales or something. Look at your record.
and I can understand being Nico and being upset about it or being, embarrassed and frustrated and having all these emotions. But to be so petty that you kick somebody out that paid more money than what he makes in probably 2 hours worth of work to get in
Yeah.
and attend that game because he wasn't sitting in the nosebleeds. Um,
No.
it was just, it really upset me because I was like, dude, if like I would be throwing a fit to them on the
Oh,
way
I'd
out
have
the
been
door.
pissed.
It would have been crazy.
Yeah.
So
Even the Pirates owner took his, chance and kept
he
walking. Like,
he knows exactly what he has to do, and he knows how to
yeah,
react.
yeah, he does.
He knows how to read the signs. Oh, if there are literal signs telling you what to do from an entire city, then you should probably, like, no matter who you are, you should probably read a little bit into that and think
Yeah.
about what you're doing or have done.
No, I'm gonna go back into these series though. This is one that always kind of. I feel like these guys play each other in the playoffs every year, and I feel like the Clippers somehow always find a way to make the playoffs interesting, even though they don't make it past the second round. But the Clippers and the Nuggets, I think the Nuggets are gonna win. But it's so interesting seeing no matter what happens, the Clippers are always just there.
Yeah, I find it funny because I knew, or I had a feeling you were going to say, you were talking about the Nuggets and Clippers when you said these guys always end up playing each other because they
Yeah.
really do. They're always right in that middle because they're solid teams. They just, well, up until this past year, the Nuggets just could never finish. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, that's funny. They really are, and they are 4-5, so they are also right in the middle.
Yeah. And I think the Thunder are going to continue to stomp the Grizzlies out. I think they're going to sweep them. Yeah, and I think the Warriors might beat the Rockets. That wouldn't surprise me at all, like we talked about. I think the Cavs are taking it against the Heat. I don't know if they'll sweep them. I think they'll beat them in 5. I think the Heat might take one, but Bucks and Pacers is pretty crazy because going into the series, I probably wouldn't have expected Indy to be up 2-0 right now. But here they are.
Bro, I don't even know who the Pacers have on their team.
They have Tyrese Halliburton. I know that. I know they're
Okay.
just like a good all-around team.
Like the Cavs, then. The Knicks
Yeah,
and
they're like the
Pistons.
Cavs, but not as good. Yeah, like Cavs light. Knicks and
Yeah.
Pistons, that's crazy, man. I'm so happy for Pistons fans. They've been dealing with a lot of fucking bullshit with that franchise, and they get to watch some playoff basketball. I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to watch any more than the first round, but
I
I'm
would be
happy for them regardless.
I'm a pretty big Pistons fan now, just because I'm less loyal to, uh, or like I'm still loyal to the Heat and the Cavs, like still my teams, but I'm such an overall general sports fan now that I really enjoy a lot of underdogs and the Pistons. If they just had better jerseys, I'd be a bigger fan of the Pistons if their jerseys weren't so plain and they just had somebody that could draw me into them. But I am a fan. I'm an outside fan of them. You could call me a bandwagon fan if I actually cared about them. But I don't. So right now I'm just rooting for them to get past the Pacers
Oh, the Pistons are against the Knicks. The
or
Pacers are
the
Bucks.
Knicks. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Sorry.
mean, you know what? I
Oh,
would originally have picked the Bucks, but I think the Pacers are going to win. They're up 2-0. I don't think they're going to blow that. They might lose a game, but
that's so crazy to me. That is Giannis playing?
yeah.
That's
Yep.
crazy, dude. That's also crazy.
The Bucks are favored to win their next game though. They're playing at home. First two games were in Indiana, so the next two will be in Milwaukee. So they'll get at least a win, I'm sure. Yeah, and then the Knicks Pistons. I think the Knicks will win. I'd like the Pistons to win, but I think the Knicks will. And then, unfortunately, I think the old champs are going to beat the shit out of the Magic.
Oh
And
my
then the
gosh,
the
yeah.
Cavs will be dancing with the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals down the road.
Yeah, yeah. I still, at this current point in time, still think it'll be the Thunder Cavs, which is really crazy because a long time ago people would have killed for that matchup, and now it's a good matchup, but it's just such a different new age matchup.
Man, I feel like if it's somehow LeBron and the Lakers against the Cavs in the finals and the Lakers win, you will be able to convince me fully that there is a slight script to the NBA.
Yeah, there's no way if LeBron wins this, then yeah. I'm not gonna say there's a script to the NBA. I will say that is the first actual sliver of evidence that this is all a simulation, though.
I saw somebody arguing. It was an old player. I forget who it was, but he was arguing about. He was like, "Do I think the NBA's rigged sometimes?" He said, "Yeah, for sure." And he goes, he said, "I'm not necessarily talking about the games and shit, but you mean to tell me that whatever LeBron James was coming out of high school, that the Cavaliers got that number one pick in the lottery?" He said, "You know, goddamn well, any other year if he was from anywhere else." Or something like that. It was like that motherfucker would have landed in a New York or a Chicago or something.
That's a good point, dude. I was thinking more like, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking more like he wouldn't end up where he's from, but no, he with as big as he is, he would have ended up in a star city, not in Cleveland, not
Yeah.
in old cold bummy gray Cleveland. Oh. Well, I'll tell
Yeah,
you what,
dude.
they do have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so at least there's that.
That's true. Yeah, my that's all I got for basketball. I'm hoping the Cavs keep doing the Cavs shit. The only thing I want to touch on baseball is I'm really upset with the Pirates. I still think they should sell the shit out of that team. Bob Nutsack should sell that team.
Did they lose the
I
whole
saw
series?
uh, against Cleveland. I don't think so. I think they won Sunday, but they're last in the division. They're 9-15 right now. Um, I saw this quote about the owner. It said Bob Nutting was born on third base and thinks he hit a triple. And I thought that was the funniest shit ever.
Huh.
Because that guy really, like...
Dude,
I think this guy really thinks he's doing a good job as an owner, and he got passed down all of his everything, his money and his fucking his
Bro,
everything.
that is very clever, because that's something that I want to start attributing in general. That's a very clever saying. Whoever said that, I hope got blown up, because that is wow, that is so true. Freaking, he's I'm born on third base and thinks he, bro. That is just that's got me, dude. That is so good. That's gonna be stuck in my head for a long time now, because that's, oh my god.
The other one I heard that was really funny is this guy said the Pirates' offensive game plan is to hit a 3-run home run with nobody on base and nobody that can hit a home run. Which I thought was the funniest shit ever, because if you watch them play, that's exactly what it looks like they're trying to do.
I'm glad I haven't watched them play. They're
just in bad shape, man. Paul Skeens is the highlight. They had Paul Skeens a bobblehead day. I think it was Saturday.
I saw
and they
that.
had like the line to the stadium was like across the bridge and shit.
That wasn't
So many
the one
people,
you went
like-
to, right?
No. I went to Friday.
Oh, okay.
I don't even remember who was pitching, but it was some scrub. We got the shit beat out of us.
Yeah.
We lost like 10-5 or something.
Well, at least we scored though. That's good to hear. I didn't really.
Sorry,
think
we
we
lost
would.
10-7. Yeah, they tried to attempt to make it a game in like the 8th inning, but it was too late.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you guys should do better.
That's all I got on sports, dude. That's all I got on sports. Let's go Cavs, and hopefully the Steelers don't disappoint me in the draft, and fuck Bob Nutting. He needs to do something, man. He needs to get rid of that team.
Yeah.
He needs to sell it to me, dude. I'll give him $4.50.
That would be pretty fun. I could probably match you if he'd want it for $9.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, we'll give him a call. See if he wants that team for $9.
He's not getting a Jefferson. There's not a 10. No deal. And what's funny is he didn't
leave us. He didn't leave us with enough. He didn't leave us $10 worth of players. Sorry.
He's not even getting $9 bills. He's getting $8 bills in 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Because that's what we think of him.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, take our offer there, Bob.
He'd be leaving us with a shit roster. But yeah, I'll offer him. You know what? I'll up it a little bit. I'll offer him $9.15.
All right. Well, he takes care of my $4.50, so I'm going to keep that $4.50 for to go towards our players for next season, Wyatt. So you know what? That extra $4.50 I'm saving is going towards players.
Dude, that would be like $4 more than what he's spending on the roster right now.
Well, hey, I'm a giver, and I'm going to do what it takes to make this team succeed. It's
there we go.
It's not about me. It's about we, all the time. Let's go, Pirate baseball. So with that, I literally have very little to nothing aside from things that have been in the news that I'm excited to cover. But one thing that's kind of sports related, I want to talk about. I love pickleball. You know pickleball. We used to play that in high school. We were introduced to that in high school and stuff. Me and Faith like pickleball, and we like playing it. And they are pickleball is getting its name changed. And
what for?
Well, apparently they decided that a name change is needed to reduce confusion and elevate the professionalism of pickleball. The decision follows a series of incidents where people attempted to play with actual pickles. Name under consideration including mini tennis, penis, pickleball, volleyball.
I'm sorry, what was that second one?
Pickleball tennis, but it's okay, so penis.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah.
Penis.
Yeah, dude, we're worried about the professionalism of pickleball, so we're gonna call it penis.
Yeah. Holly ball. Ben John's balls. Ben John's balls is a name. Kong pong, which is kind of funny. Cucumber ball, wiffle tennis, and pickle pong. Bro, none of those are more professional than fucking pickleball.
This sounds like a goddamn Onion article. That's awesome.
That is that not no, that's the thing though, is you think like, okay, so one, two organizations. No. The PPA, APP, MLP, MPL, UPL, PPP, USAP, UPA-A, and the kitchen are all individual organizations that are voting on this together so that it is unanimously changed. So there's literally probably over 100 people deliberating about this retardation.
Well, dude, hopefully they go with penis balls or whatever that one was. Yeah, that'd be sick.
I've read this. I read this when I read this, and I just screenshotted this, and I never picked up on that one until I read it. I literally read over that. That's why I called it that. But I guess it is. It's literally tennis, just with a P instead. So it's penis, but you know.
Yeah, dude, I still think they should call it penis balls.
Uh,
That's my vote. I'm gonna join
I
one of these committees somehow.
I like Ben John's balls.
Yeah, I'd like to know where that came from.
Ben John's balls. I
Yeah,
have
dude,
no
Ben's balls and John's balls.
clue. That's what it is. It's somebody named Ben and somebody named John. They couldn't really figure out who was more important, so they just combined the two. It's like
They didn't know whose balls they were using.
it's like cheese jerky. You got the jerky and you got the cheese, so you combine them and then you got cheese jerky. Yeah. So
Yeah, some of these names they thought of are top tier fucking dumb. They're really
oh my
bad.
gosh, bro. Sorry, I was kind of leaning into me to because I was just looking at them. They're all just stupid. And to say it, to name change it if you want, but to do it because a couple retards went out there to try to smack around a couple pickles, and then those retards went on to probably an online forum and said, "Hey, you guys are fucking dumb because this game is fucking dumb because, well, my pickles didn't bounce. It didn't work. Are you supposed to use dill or sweet? What am I? How am I? Cube? Am I doing sliced? Am I doing spears? Am I doing holes? What are you supposed to do? Baby? Hole? Big? I don't know. First of all, they'd have to be juicy or you're not getting a bounce. That's for sure. The dry ones are just gonna.
This whole name change thing has me under the impression that these fucking people don't think pickles are a serious matter.
It really upsets me because I'm a very serious pickle man and I'm very serious about my pickles. And that's why there's no confusion. You can enjoy both an active sport that honors a great, a great. I don't know what it is. I don't want to technically call it an invention. It's more like a food delicacy that was just handed down by God Himself.
If they do this and change this, we got to make a better game and take the name pickleball.
Oh, dude, we should definitely do that. That would be hilarious.
Or really just any game and call it pickleball. It can even be a game that already exists.
We're just gonna start calling it pickleball.
We'll play baseball with like pickleball paddles on a little league field.
No, let's make it not even include a ball, so it makes even less sense.
That'd be sweet. Yeah, we just go out on a field and fucking chuck rocks at each other.
What if we do? Well, let's invent. I mean, it's not inventing because if you really think about it, there used to be like contests for rock bands and air guitar bands. What if we just create an air sport where like it looks like we're doing something, but we're not, and we just call it pickleball?
We could do that. We could really do anything we wanted if we wanted to.
Yeah, it's pickleball. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
make sense. It's named after a pickle.
We should start selling pickleball merch whenever they drop the name. Does anybody own the name pickleball?
I don't know. I put a star beside it because I'm gonna look it up because, but I'm also gonna I'm gonna draw us a pickleball sticker. I'm gonna draw us a pickle doing something. Maybe wearing a.
We can have shirts that say the Washington Redskins Pickleball Club.
Let's do it. That would be. Let's do it. Oh, I'm making a note of that right now.
Oh man, that's
Oh,
awesome.
oh, dude, I can't wait. I've been needing. I've been in a real funk here lately with everything. You ever been just like everything's going good in life, but you've got like so much things that you're wanting to do, or so many things that you're trying to accomplish, and like for the first time, you have nothing to complain about other than actually not having enough time to dedicate what you want to each things, or at least to the ones specifically that need it. You know, I'm
I'm kind of doing that right now. For the past like 2 weeks, like I feel overwhelmed, but not like nothing's going wrong. Everything's fine, but then there's still just some days where it's like I need a goddamn break, and then whenever I finally get one, like I finally get some days off, dude, and I wake up sick as hell, and I feel like I just can't catch a break. Like it's been a fight just to get through today, and it didn't even work. I didn't even have anything to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, it feels like if it's not one thing, there's another, and there's always something that's just kind of getting in my way of me doing shit. And a lot of sometimes it's even just me like making excuses, but still, whether it's me or whether it's something else, it's always something here the past week or two that's just like getting in my damn way.
yeah, that's why I bring it up, because that's exactly what I'm experiencing, and have there that's what I'm experiencing specifically a lot this past like week, and I know I'm going to for the next little bit. But it frustrates me because I'll be sitting down and I'll think about it, and like I have plenty of things that I look forward to and that I get to do that I'm excited about, but I create so much anxiety worrying about everything that I'm trying to accomplish that I don't actually take the full time to enjoy the moment that I'm in, and whatever it may be doing, whether it's just be hanging out with my family, or like spending time with faith related, like literally any minute tiny little thing. I'm When I should be relaxed and just kind of sitting in the moment, I'm thinking ahead, and then it just takes me out of it, and then I get mad whenever I'm sitting at work and I'm like, well, darn it, why am I not sitting at home relaxing? And it's like, well, you wouldn't be anyways, so it doesn't matter.
That's so true. Even if you're relaxing physically, like you're probably not relaxing up here, and that's that's I definitely know what you're talking about on that front, man. It's crazy because like I used to just think it was a stress thing, and sometimes there's just no getting around it. Like my life's been fine lately. I haven't had too many complaints.
Yeah, I'm that's why that's my issues, that I don't have anything to complain about, which is how I know that like I'm causing my own issues, or if I'm not necessarily causing them, I'm definitely putting a lot more light on them than what is needed, or emphasis on them than what is necessary at the moment.
Yeah, just put a little bit too much energy towards shit that like kind of doesn't really matter, and then not enough towards shit that does. Yeah,
Yes.
or I guess not things that don't matter, but things that I guess aren't top of the list importance.
Yeah, whether it be for me or for my work or for my family, whatever it is, I'm not doing the stuff that I know I should be doing, because I'm constantly thinking like, man, why am I not, constantly putting myself in that mode of negative reflection of, oh, I could have done this, I could have done this, even though I'm doing good. So it's just it's a really weird pattern. Like I I I reassure myself that everything's okay, because it is, but then I know like the standard for myself is higher than the output that I've been able to give. So it's just a constant self battle. It's and That's why I. Well, I was just wondering. I've got a. Yeah, I've just got a lot that I want to do, and a lot that I want to. Personal projects, or just things that I want to go out and enjoy, or time that I want to spend with people. But it's just so hard to actually find that time. The fact that we're almost 4 months through this year has, like, that's what's got me so screwed right now, is because how are we a third of the way through this year already, and I have not got to do anything I wanted to do? It's weird.
Yeah, dude. I'm a big procrastinator, and it sucks that I let myself get into that habit. Because when you're younger, you can actually do it and pull it off. And then whenever you get to be an adult, it's like you can't keep saying I'm gonna do shit tomorrow because everything just moves so quick. Like you say I'm gonna do it tomorrow, the next thing you know, 2 or 3 weeks have passed. You still haven't done the tomorrow thing.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, it's nuts. I really wish I didn't get in the procrastination habit as a kid. Wish I would have had a little bit more discipline. That's on me. You know what I mean? It's nobody's fault but me. But goddamn, I wish I would have learned some good habits younger, because
Yeah.
they're harder to learn now. But it's possible, but they're definitely harder to learn now. That's for sure.
Oh no, it is. And I like to give myself a little bit of pride and face a little bit of pride, like pat ourselves on the back a little bit. That's like I'm very good at organizing and like I never procrastinate or worry about anything that doesn't necessarily need worrying. It's just it goes back to I worry about so many things that I don't. How do you find the balance of really allotting the right time to each, or like you're saying, you said, I'll do this tomorrow. Like I'll do this tomorrow, and then guess what? You forgot that you had something that you needed to do tomorrow. So now you have to wait, and it just compiles and compiles, like you're saying, and then you're 3 weeks down that road, and then you're like, oh, and yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a really funny little struggle that every adult or every person kind of has to go through and or does go through. I don't know. That's kind of why I'm talking to you about it. Is just to see your thoughts on it and to make sure that it's not like I'm complaining for no reason because, like I said, nothing's to complain about. It's just, something I'm going through or something that I kind of feel.
No, yeah, I think it's normal. I mean, I don't know if it is normal, but I think it's normal because I've definitely been there. You know what I mean? I'm on and off of that fight every few months or so. It's like so I have a month where everything's going well and I'm just powering through everything I got to do, and then sometimes shit don't even have to be bad. Nothing even has to go sideways, and sometimes I'm just like I can't. I'm
Yeah.
just too much going on right now, and
Yeah.
then a lot of the times there's not even too much. There's just extra stuff. A lot of the times it's not even too much, and I don't really realize that until after the fact. And I'm like, damn, well, I could have fit in time for A, B, and C, and then I just didn't. So
Yeah.
that's kind of
That.
that's kind of I guess what I'm trying to fix is find out where I can fit that time and shit into, especially with the new schedule and stuff. Like I don't have a. I guess I do have a set schedule, but like my week to week is not the same.
Yeah.
So it's hard to adjust to that, but yeah, I definitely got to find time to make more time for important shit because you definitely like just lose time sometimes, just lose track of it. Before you know it, a month or so has gone by, and you're like, wow, fuck. I meant to do more by this point in the year.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. That was exactly my thought. That's what brought me to this. Was like, it's. I only had one question that I wrote down for today, and it was drawn from that exact thought of, man, I wanted to be farther along on some of my personal goals by this point in time, and it's just crazy to think that I'm not. And then I was going back and I was like, well, why am I not? And then making excuses. And it's like, though they are excuses, it goes back to their real reasons of just things compile. And then if you put things off for one day, it just goes and it continues to. So it's just crazy to see that, we're almost 4 months down at this point. And, I don't know. Just crazy. Just crazy.
Yeah, man, shit moves fast. Seems to move faster every day.
Oh my gosh.
But I'll give us both a pat on the back though. One thing we've always been able to do since the beginning of the year, actually hell, the week before that, is this show right here. We've done 17 of these bastards. This is 17, right?
Yeah, this is 17. I think we've recorded 19 total. That's
Yeah, because we did the 2 trial runs. Yeah, 17 fucking consecutive. They might not always. They've always been released on the same day, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I
Yeah,
got them out on
maybe
Friday.
not the same time, but they've all been released on the same day. They might not always be recorded on the same day. Matter of fact, now they're not. Because from week to week we always have to flip. But
I think I did get one out on a Thursday, um, one week.
No, yeah, you did. You did get one up early. But yeah,
That
we haven't been late on one.
No, and we've at least gotten one out every week, which is all that matters. Meaning like between Saturday and Sunday, one's been posted. So, or I guess more for us, it's like Monday to Sunday because our podcast weeks begin anywhere between Monday and or yeah, start between Monday and Thursday, depending on when we get a record and when we can start editing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and it flips around a lot now with my schedule because one week I'm working Monday, Tuesday, one week I'm not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like next week will probably be an earlier week, and this week was Wednesday night.
Yeah, I had a lot of work projects that I've been doing, dude. There are so many events and stuff. Today was the color run, so that was cool. But we're just so busy with this end of the year stuff. It's getting crazy. But I'm baking a lot of hours, so I'm gonna start golfing here soon on Fridays once the school year's out. But we'll get to that. I love golf, so I can talk about that at any point. By the way, before anybody takes it, I think that a cool name or possible name for a golf brand or sub brand for golf clothing would be like Forfeit, like a clothing outfit, but it's FORE, forfeit.
I get it.
It's funny because
That's awesome.
I have said it plenty of times. Fuck it, I forfeit and I walk off the green. Like,
Damn it, I quit.
So I think that's cool, and I'm stating it right here that I thought of that before I see it somewhere.
There we go. Yeah. Oh man, I saw this. That reminds me. I saw this really good golf meme the other day. It said, yeah, I'd be a really good golfer if I would quit. Slicing my drives and chunking with my irons and four putting all the greens. And it just had like this big list of shit. It was like 8 different things.
Everything that a pro.
Yeah, I'd be a pretty
do.
good golfer. Be a pretty good golfer if I fixed fucking all of this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I hear you. It's.
Yeah, I'd be a pretty good golfer if I was a pretty good golfer.
Yeah, I'd be a pretty good golfer if I was better if I had a rangefinder too.
I'm surprised that wasn't one of them. That should have been one of them.
Dude, it might have been. I wish I would have saved it. I don't think I did. I'd have to check, man. Social media is crazy. I went and scrolling. I was on Facebook. I saw my friend's suggestions. I didn't screenshot it because I don't want to share this guy's personal information, even though I guess I'm about to. But I don't think this name was real. This guy's name was Bob Apples.
Bob Apples. Okay.
Yeah, Bob Apples.
Bob
yeah,
Apples.
His middle name was probably 4. Yeah. Fucking, that's crazy as shit. No, I didn't save that golf thing. That upsets me. I wish I would have though.
Yeah, that would have been a good list to read.
I haven't saved a lot lately, man. I still see Piss Jugman on here. Piss Jugman and Jonathan. That's the 2 fucking characters of the show.
Yeah, I need to. Well, I'm sure. Nah, nobody's paying for a Jugman trademark, so I'll do a Piss Jugman sticker. Right now, this podcast's been good. I'm gonna do some sort of pickleball sticker. I'm gonna do a rangefinder sticker since that makes people pros. Because I really like that idea. Because that's a good running joke of ours. And then the Piss Jugman because that's just a cool character. That'll be fun.
Yeah, Piss Jugman's a phenomenal character. I love that shit.
I'm gonna be
Whoever
really
thought of that's awesome. They definitely watched Trailer Park Boys.
I'm gonna be really excited if we make it a couple years into doing this thing, and we just like look back and go over a list of like our favorite characters we've brought up over the show. Like Jonathan and Piss Jugman are 2 for sure that will be there.
They're the OGs, yeah.
And other than that, we don't have a specific goat, but definitely just a goat in general because everybody should milk their goats.
Yeah, we do sponsor goats and milk. Yeah, we're
and
goats and milk advocates. Yeah,
and goat milk. All 3. I cover all 3.
True. Yeah, as long as you make it yourself, you can't buy it. You gotta do it the good old fashioned way. Yeah,
put in that work, baby. I promise it's worth it in the end. You can taste the creaminess. Um, uh, so like I said, I didn't really have anything there that I thought of. So the only thing that I've really been doing is listening to podcasts and listening to the news that outside of my family stuff. So there's three things on the news that I just could not get over, and one of them is the Blue Origin all women space flight. Okay. They are calling these women astronauts. They are calling these women all these things.
Was
These
that Katy
women
Perry in them?
Yeah, Katy Perry was in there. Oh man, I had two of their other names and I totally blanked out all of them. One of them's a civil rights activist. One of them is a fucking Oprah. No, I'm not gonna say it. No.
They were the blue what now? The Blue Diamond Almond Crew or some shit?
Yeah, that you know what the Blue Diamond Almond Crew's first all-female almond crew made a tremendous flight up into space, and they are being credited with a bajillion things. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning. I have nothing against any of these women. I like Katy Perry, even though she's dumb. I like her. She's got good music. She's cool. Puts on good shows. She's really hot. Good for her. So the whole thing with me is that it costs $200,000 to $300,000 for a person to obtain a Blue Origin seat, and then they have to wait on a list. I am sure that none of these people paid or were on that list solely based off of Katy Perry's response of, they called and I said yes. So I just don't see that. But anyways, the reason why it was an all-female crew is because Blue Origin wanted to make that moment a lasting impact that would inspire generations. Inspire them to do what? Be super wealthy and be invited to float around in space for 60 seconds? It was like
yeah, they weren't they weren't the first people to go to space.
And it's not even space. They were in suborbital. For everybody's clarification, they went like 60 miles above the Earth. That's crazy. I can go 60 miles in about 40 minutes. So that's not that crazy, and that's in a vehicle.
You can get there even faster if you downshift.
You know what? That's probably how they made it up so fast. They took in the downshift effect because you know what? They're engineers. They're going to know about that way more than what we do. But
yeah,
they
we'll
went 60 miles up.
I'll have to ask Kevin the science of downshifting.
The average astronaut, let's take the space station. The space station is like 250,000 miles above the Earth. So they went like just over a quarter or just under a quarter of the distance that it would take that an average astronaut goes. Okay, we'll go to number 2. These girls received a phone call, put on a thin, cute jumpsuit, strapped in, and went to space. An astronaut, on average, takes minimum of 2 years of training to be qualified to become an astronaut, and then wear super expensive special compression suits that are pressurized and make sure that nothing's gonna happen. Heat, radiation, all of these things. These bitches had nothing over their head. So, like, what inspiration are they going to give to them? Because they're not they're not the first all crew female astronauts, because they're not astronauts. They didn't pilot this thing. They are like, do you call the kids on the back of the school bus driver? Fuck no. They're just the retards in the back that think they run the thing, much like the girls in that ship. So like it's just, anyways, so my issue is just with the fact that they're calling them astronauts, because I think that's a disrespect to real astronauts, especially whenever we just had 2 astronauts stranded in space for 4 months and nobody batted an eye or gave them any news like these girls have gotten. It's upsetting, you know? So,
dude, I think we should
dumb.
send the Pope to space. Not whoever's going to be the new Pope, the old Pope. We should send
That's
him to
exact.
space right now.
They'd probably revive him, dude. I don't.
That'd be pretty
We're
cool.
not. You're not Catholic, so I know you don't know this. I didn't know this. I was talking to somebody at work, and they were talking about like conspiracy theories because they were talking about the Pope dying. And did you know that apparently after this next Pope that comes in, whenever this one dies, is when Jesus is supposed to come back and crucify the earth?
Huh. No, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
I didn't know that either. And I was thinking about him. I said, "That's cool, guys. That's really cool." Hey, question: is the Pope young? And they said, "No, usually in his 50s or 60s." And I said, "Hey, guys, fuck, cause wow, that sucks, cause that's definitely in our lifetime." So I hope they're wrong. I hope Catholics are wrong.
Yeah, well, what we could do what the guys on South Park did, and we could get Satan to have a boxing match with him.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not down with Satan, so I don't really know him that well. I don't want to know him that well.
Yeah.
On the off chance if this happens, I want to be on the good guy's side.
We could get some alive people that are like lunatics. Like we could get like Conor McGregor.
Oh yeah, dude.
Um,
Have you seen him in Roadhouse? He would do really good. He'd be very.
yeah,
intimidating.
we get Conor McGregor a kilo and tell him to fight Jesus Christ. I bet he'd be all right.
Well, I'm
He'd
gonna
hold
be
his
honest.
own. I don't know if he'd win. He'd hold his own as long as you didn't drug test him.
See, I'm going to counter this. I don't want anybody fighting Jesus because I'm on Jesus' side. Jesus can combat anybody. I've seen all of the. Well, I've never seen a Power Ranger show where they put Jesus in there, and it's because they know Jesus would whoop his ass, whoop all their
That's
asses. But what we should do is bring Jesus on Dr. Phil and have Dr. Phil talk to him about why he wants to crucify the 2050 people. We don't deserve crucifixion. And for him to come back right now, he really needs to explain himself in front of all of America so that we can really accept the reasoning behind it, and he can know that it's actually worth doing. Because I'm gonna be honest, I think we're doing really good here on Earth right now. We're pretty happy. I don't see any wars going on. I haven't seen one side hate another. I don't even see a side. I think we're all one. Everything. So
Go.
I don't even see. Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see the reason why. So everybody, if you're Catholics, pray to Jesus and ask him not to come back.
Yeah, and talk to your whatchamacallit and do your confessions and what have you. I think we should have Jesus and God go on the Maury Povich show. We find out if these guys are telling the truth.
Do Catholic priests have their own priests that they confess to?
That's a really good question.
Because if not, I would not trust a priest. Like, if they didn't have to confess their sins, because, like, if they just get to keep everybody's and then they never had to spill their beans, I don't know if I'd trust that person.
They just have a priest convention where they talk about all the fucked up shit they've heard.
You know, Catholics are so stupid. I don't fucking believe in Catholics at all. You know what? That's just where this is going now. I was totally supporting them for a second, but no. Because the Pope is supposed to be, like, chosen by God. He's supposed to be, like, endowed by God, I believe. How can we be in this century and believe that one person who has already lived 50 plus years is endowed by God or can represent what God is meaning more than, another person? Especially when you
dude,
look,
I think I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring to be the Pope. I think.
do it. You have a hat
Break
on,
ground.
dude. You could do it. It's got a P on it. P for Pope. Bro.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh.
You know what? I might just be
Dude,
my
a
own
P
Pope.
behind you. I think you really were meant to be the Pope. You really
Holy shit, yeah.
Oh, I like this. Wyatt for Pope 2025. This is what we're going.
Yeah, and
We're
I
gonna
was
push
knighted
this.
by Richard Spanish back here.
Oh,
Dude, yeah, I'm poked out of my mind. That's awesome.
yeah. It popped out. Yeah, so Wyatt for
Holy.
Pope, you know what? I'm going to appreciate that because then you can tell God, or at least ask him if it's real, so that I can at least enjoy these next 20 years a little more,
Yeah.
Put a little less emphasis on work and a little more emphasis on life.
I think I can make a trade with Jesus.
Oh
I
yeah,
think we
what
could.
what what do you have that he would want?
What do I have? Nothing. But if I was the Pope, I'm sure I could find some things.
Well,
Um,
if you're the Pope, hold on. Let's get the exact number. Um,
I would trade
how
him the Vatican. I'd trade him the entire Vatican, and a future third round pick, if he were to let us have like 50, 60 more years.
there are um, just in the United States 242 million people that are Catholic. If you're the Pope, you have at least 500 million souls following you. So you do have something to offer him. You have the people, and that's what Jesus wants. He's a man of the people. He would trade you anything for the people. He'll give you
Okay.
stuff for the people.
So
He's a
yeah,
people
that's what
pleaser.
I could tell him. Like, all right, instead of taking all of us right now, you take like 50,000 of these guys, and then wait 10 years, or you can have 100,000 and wait 30 years.
A nice layaway plan, or you
Yeah.
can do a long-term mortgage and really screw him with the interest rates on each of those people. That'd be funny.
Yeah,
He's,
dude.
they didn't have interest rates back in the day whenever he was around originally, so I don't think he'll
That's
even
right.
know. He's not going to remember
Yeah.
to even. He's not going to know to ask. He won't even know
Yeah,
to
and
ask about that.
yeah, I'd get these people back because those interest rates would be like out of his ass, and he will. You're right. He wouldn't know what was going on. It was way before his time. He doesn't have a financial advisor.
No,
Like,
and the thing is, he's Jesus, so he's gonna pay you. You know you're getting that money. He's not gonna
yeah,
cheap you
he's an
out.
honest man. Yeah,
He's the honest man. So
that's right. He's the
he's-
honest man. Yeah. So if he owes me money or people, he's gonna get them back.
absolutely,
So, yeah.
absolutely. Well, I'll
Yeah,
tell you what,
I hate to screw him over on this deal, but
it's not screwing over. You're both winners. He's getting his people, and you're getting what you need.
that's true. Yeah,
It works out.
And I'm getting. Well, the main thing is I'm getting all of us like more time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're really a man for the
that
people.
way he doesn't. I don't want him to pop up in 20 years and take all of us. Be like, listen, dude, you take a small percentage here.
Here, you take
Give us-
50,000 people. We'll call it COVID 50, and we'll just, dude. What if that's what COVID was? God was just like, I'm sorry, I'm making it specific though. Only the olds, only
Yeah.
the old people, only the unhealthy people, and like he did it in such a way that he was like, I tried to be good for you guys.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna be so fucking nice next time.
Yeah, next time he's just like, what's out all the Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be so generous next time. Next time I am in a bad mood, you guys are fucked. I will let you off. I will let you off this time with a warning. I'm taking Grandma with me.
COVID-19 is what happens whenever mom intercepts dad getting ready to whip you, and whatever this next one is just dad straight home from work coming right in to whip your ass.
Yeah.
Gonna be a
Yeah,
good one.
COVID-19 might be what I have right now. I think I might be experiencing.
You really could. It's still COVID's
Yeah.
going around because it's just a flu.
Yeah.
Did you see
I've-
that is? Did you see that was, which everybody knows, but anybody, there's nobody that watches this. But if anybody ever were to, they
I don't know, they
COVID-
might have to read just shit on Catholics and Katy Perry for 20 minutes. Somebody, somebody might get infuriated. I don't know who, but somebody might.
yeah, there's just dumb person. Yeah, you're right, man. Now I'm stuck on it. But where was I going with it? Now I'm just stuck on ranting about Catholics and Katy Perry. For
Oh, I
20
know
minutes.
it was if everybody watched this, nobody watches this. That was the last thing I heard, but I don't know where it was going.
COVID-19 was proven, one, to be man-made, and two, to be leaked from the Wuhan laboratory. Like, 100% proven, was traced back and proven last week. So, There can be no disputes, you fucking retards that wanted to say anything otherwise. Like, I am not somebody that's jumping on any bandwagon one way or another, but I am somebody that really likes to use this thing that God gave us called common sense, and I take a whole bunch of clues, put them together like a puzzle, and then I read what that puzzle says, and if that puzzle tells me something, that's what I think that puzzle is. And the COVID-19 was no puzzle. It was a pretty serious outbreak that was clearly man-made. Or at least...
Yeah, they got the idea from the Spider-Man fucking video game.
Yeah, I'm not going to say... Yeah. I didn't know... Yeah. Maybe not clearly man-made. The Spider-Man video game?
Yeah, dude, the Spider-Man video game, the one that came out on PS4 in like 2017 or 2018 or something like that, they had a... It was originally made to be like an all-curing medication, but it was really just super toxic and it got everybody sick. This game came out in like 2017 or 2018, and whenever this outbreak happened across the city, you had a bunch of people wearing masks and shit, like a bunch of lockdowns and stuff, and people couldn't get... It was eerily similar to COVID, and that game came out
you
first,
really...
yeah.
Anyways, oh my gosh, dude. That's blowing my...
It's nuts. I thought, because I replayed that game again recently, and I was playing through it, and I was like, wow, this is insane that this game came out. Like, the remaster didn't come out before COVID, but the original one and the remaster isn't anything different. It's just remastered. It's just PS5 version. That's all it is. They didn't add or take anything from it. They just changed the character model, and that was all they did.
Dude, that is so crazy. Well,
yeah, it was called Devil's Breath or some shit is what it was called.
That's a cooler name than COVID-19.
It was a much cooler name than COVID-19. I think it was actually called GR27.
GR27 is also a cooler name and a more fearful name than COVID-19.
Yeah.
COVID-19 sounds like your weird cousin that you like hanging out with at family events because you know, like...
Everybody went real hard on the coronavirus name whenever it first started. That was the only thing that you heard. You didn't, like, yeah. I never heard anybody say COVID whenever it first started. It was always the coronavirus or just corona, like, and that died out quick, and then everybody called it COVID.
Yeah, that's funny.
I don't know where that swing happened, but it definitely did. I remember it.
I kind of forgot about that period because it was so kind of drowned with, like, now I'm remembering it vividly because all the memes about, like, a Corona beer at that time. Like, have a Corona to fix your Corona. I forgot about that, yeah. Yeah, it's just stuck in my mind that it's COVID. But it's only because COVID's all they call it on the news. So, that's where it's from. But
yeah,
anyways,
man, those were some weird times. It's crazy how long ago that actually wasn't, but goddamn, it feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, it feels like, actually, I don't know. I guess it kind of was a long time ago.
Yeah, because even though COVID started in 2020, but
yeah,
at least for me, shit was still weird until like 2022. Like in Pittsburgh, shit was still a little weird until end of 2021, beginning of 2022.
Yeah, aside from the people wearing, I'm looking at the date now because I'm trying to think about it. Aside from just people wearing masks, I don't think anything really changed, other than like some attitude of people. After like mid 2021, people started settling down around here in terms of the fear of it. But then the fear got worse whenever the vaccines started rolling out because people started getting sick with them. People that got the vaccines were getting sick. People that didn't get the vaccines were getting sick. So, like, well, it's only the people that were susceptible to it, you know. But still, all those old people. But yeah, the news. Some other news, man. The food dye ban is being pushed right through. Old grouchy freaking no voice.
Robert fucking Kennedy, I believe is his name.
Yeah,
I think that's what the F stand. I think that's what the F stands for. That's what
it's
I'm gonna
RFK.
imagine that. Yeah.
It's the only reason they don't say it on public television. It's got to be. But anyways, he's pushing that shit through, and so Red Dye 3, I do believe it's 3. Red Dye 3, he is pushing for under a year. It will be completely banned from all things that are publicly sold and that kids can get their hands on and constantly eat. So cereal, primarily, and the other 6 are coming within 18 months. So that's just cool. That I was worried that it would take them a good 4 years to try to get anything actually accomplished, and it seems like there's actually going to be things pushed through before they're out of office. So, and they're good benefits,
which is rare. Most people just like wait until like the next election time, but I guess if you don't get another go round, then you might as well do something now.
Yeah. I didn't realize just how bad this stuff was. Like, I didn't realize that these dyes. Like, I knew that they were synthetic dyes, but I didn't realize exactly what compounds they were made of. And with them being originally derived, and what they were originally derived from, yeah, I'm very glad. I hate that I've eaten so much of it since, like, my mom. I was really good whenever I lived with my mom, but from the time I was 18 to now, I've just eaten really bad, and so I'm glad that the country's helping me make the decision to improve my health.
Yeah,
I appreciate them for that. Makes it a little easier. Oh, the last thing that I read, which you've probably heard about, and I thought this would be a funny thing, or maybe a cool, funny segment we could just do there today. Did you see how, oh, Sir Donald, President Trump, old Donald President, President Donald, he, that's how I'm going to start addressing him because I can't take him seriously anymore. He said that he's thinking about doing a $5,000 bonus to any women that gets pregnant to increase the population rates.
yeah, I did see that.
I saw that and I said, well, let's think of better ways to increase some population rates. So if we're going to give away $5,000, let's do a baby name draft for all incoming parents. You draft a baby name, meaning you write your name out. You send it into the government. The government takes your name. Super Bowl day, everybody tunes in at halftime. The baby draft is out. And if your name is picked within the top 20 names, you get free vacations, first 5 years of childhood, this or that. Do something to where it really appeals to the parents. $5,000 does nothing. You can't do anything with that.
That only goes so far.
If you're really going to student loan forgiveness, minimum of $30,000 forgiveness, because that's about that. That's about the average it costs to have a kid. So you can at least forgive this if I'm going to have to pay for this. That's a good one. A new iPhone. I think that would be cool. Just throw that in there. That's just a bonus. We could probably do some more. Yeah, you could give away just about anything. You could turn it into something fun. You could probably do a TV show. You could probably do a reality show. Come or dump. Conceive or leave.
First 10 kids get to be Pope for a day.
Oh gosh.
They can borrow my hat.
I don't think kids would understand the importance of that. The parents would try to stress it to them, and I don't know. I'll tell you what. The only thing that that a kid would care about if they had the ability and the power of a pope would be to eat whatever they wanted to. Does the pope have a strict diet?
I don't know. I don't know how the Catholic diet goes.
I'm sure it's just a diet.
I could probably get some real smart ass responses on here. What
I know Lent just passed, so there probably is
So,
something
see,
going
what
on.
can't the Pope eat? I guess right now, not very much of anything. Huh. Wow, it actually has a whole like article. This is what the Pope eats. This
Okay.
is from 3 years ago.
All right. He must have a pretty strict diet. Well, then that sucks for you kids. You're probably not going to be a part of it. Well, the point is that there are definitely other incentives, and $5,000 in a time such as this really does not go that far, especially whenever the government gave out more than $5,000 on average to every citizen during COVID, and they all blew it. So you're gonna really try to get them, entice them into a minimum 18-year long but fully life changing experience for 5 grand. You'll get like the retarded 18-year olds that just want money, and that's about it.
Yeah,
You're not gonna get the responsible people that need that, like you would want to have a kid, that you would want to be role models and be influential in the development of a child's brain.
yeah, because $5,000 is not enough to raise a kid for that long.
No, if somebody offered, like, literally, somebody could come through this door right now. Donald Trump himself could walk through my door and say, Justin, I'll give you $10,000 to have another baby. I would say, sir, can I get your autograph? And then that'd be about it. Great to meet you. I would not, you could not give, $50,000 is not enough money for me to have another kid. Like, so money is not, like, I guess if you don't have a kid, maybe, because at least then you have a kid. But like, I got one. I'm good, and I realize that the life changing that comes from just having one. Oh my gosh, hats off to everybody that has two and three and four. And what the fuck's wrong with my parents for having six?
Yeah,
Like,
that's insane.
crazy, bro. Like, it's just not. No, money's not gonna fix it. And like you said, 5 grand's nothing. 5 grand's nothing.
Uh-uh.
So, but other than that, that's about all the news that I can remember that's in my head that I had wrote down.
Yeah, dude, me too. I know. Other than JD Vance killing the Pope, that was
Whoa, I didn't know JD did it. What? What?
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
That's what they're saying. That's what they're making up.
It
Yeah, I
must
guess
be.
he visited him like the day before he died, or the day he died. Maybe I don't remember.
It's because JD is. It's because he doesn't wear suits everywhere.
Ah,
People get. I saw a video where people get really mad at a reporter got mad at him, and people are questioning him because he holds the highest office a person can hold, and wasn't wearing a suit at a specific time, and
but you got that John Fetterman guy here in Pennsylvania that fucking dresses like me.
well,
I mean, I know he's not the vice president, but still, like he wears basketball shorts and a goddamn Carhartt hoodie.
and even if he was, who gives a fuck what you wear? That doesn't dictate what you know on policy, politics,
Right?
or whatever it is that your job specifies. It's
Yeah,
so dumb. That's my favorite thing is that, oh wow, we all have jobs and we all kind of have to put on a face and a makeup for a job because our individual styles come out when we're home and when so I don't know. That's funny. That's funny. Wasting.
I think
Well,
more politicians should just wear ridiculous shit. I don't know why, but I think it would be a good power move.
every one of them should, so that they know that they're known not to be taken seriously.
Yeah, yeah, that's also true.
How about for it? Um, you got a review for this week, man?
I do, but I also I have a good old. I mean, I guess we haven't really called it a draft. It is a draft style event.
Oh,
Um, our little list thing we haven't done in quite a while. I have one. I have a good one. Um,
nice.
it kind of ties back in with the old ones that we did. We did TV. We did movies. What I want to know. We'll back and forth. 5 of your favorite childhood characters.
Ooh,
In
okay.
anything, in any TV, movie, anything. They could even be real people as long as they were on something that you watched.
Yeah. Uh,
So I'll let you kick that one off if you'd like to. But yeah, they could be cartoons, they could be real people, fake people, they could be whatever. Just your five best childhood influencing characters.
um, wow, that's such a good question. I love that.
I came up with that like right before we got on here, and I just remembered it. Yeah,
Dude, that's a really
it was.
good listed question. So one of like in terms of just the because I was thinking in terms of stages, and one of them from childhood is Little Bear. Little Bear. I spent so much time watching Little Bear and all the movies and everything that it's not that it was technically influential, but it was because it didn't like influence me in anything other than appreciate where I lived, like being out in the country, thinking that it was okay to be out in the country, you know. Um, but Little Bear, like he's just a cool little bear that had friends with every kind and ate pancakes every day, and pancakes were my favorite food whenever I was a kid. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna kick it off with Little Bear.
That's a pretty solid one, dude. I'm gonna go. This one's a real person and also a TV character. I'm going with Steve from Blue's Clues. OG Blue's Clues Steve.
That's a
It's
good
like
one.
like one of my earliest core memories watching Blue's Clues. I used to watch the shit out of Blue's Clues. I had all the notebooks.
Mm-hmm.
I had so many notebooks. I had like 8 of them, dude. I had like all the special ones that they came out with for like the holidays and shit. I had all those.
Ah,
Yeah, and I was notebooked out.
Blue's Clues was dope, dude. Being well, I what am I saying? Everybody always watched the Blue's Clues. I don't so much know about this new one, but
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. I think is the new guy's name is Josh or something. I think
it is Josh. You're right.
is it Josh?
I've
Yeah,
seen stuff about him. I haven't seen that itself. Steve's a good one, man.
yeah.
Steve
Steve's
is
a damn good one.
Steve is a solid one. So I'm gonna go with Irwin from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Um,
Okay.
that guy was just fun. Like his job was fun, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I totally get everything about him. I've worked maintenance plenty, and I've worked in all the areas in maintenance, and totally get his character. I don't know. I just think he's freaking cool. And out of everybody on that show, he was the most real. Like he was the
Yeah.
realest person. He was in love with somebody that he had no chance with. Worked a very mediocre job, but was very good at it. Felt fulfilled. You know, uh, I could relate a lot to him now. I guess more than what I could then. But I always appreciated him because he was the comedic relief at every point. And
Yeah.
that's what I like. I always wanted to be in high school, like growing up and just all throughout school. Actually, like that's what I wanted to be is the comedic relief, if nothing else. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely him. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I gotta go with another true OG childhood character, the original Green Ranger, man. Original Green Ranger, original White Ranger.
yeah,
Went on to be red, black. He did the whole damn tour. But yeah,
yeah,
that guy was the shit. That guy was his name was Tommy in the show. His what was his real name? Jason David Frank. He is
that's exactly what it
yeah,
was. Because
yeah, he is no longer around. Rest in peace. But he was yeah, he was an awesome character, man. He was like if you're growing up watching Power Rangers, that's the fucking coolest guy on earth. You know what
Yeah,
I
he was
mean?
the guy that you wanted to be because you saw him in
Yeah,
every one of them. Bro,
yeah,
he
dude.
spans so many different kinds. I think he was 5 or 6 different actual like brand Saban branded Power Rangers on
Something
top
like
of
that.
however many off-brand ones he's done. Because I know he's got one coming out with Bad Under the Sun.
Yeah,
The
yeah. They've been
movie's
making
about
that
to
for
come
a
out.
while. I hope that's really good.
Yeah, it's they've the cool thing is they have 2 of the other Rangers from some previous ones that are in it, so it'll be at least interesting at the least. But yeah, so that's a wow, yeah, that's a good one. I'm going to go with Rob Deerdeck. That
Nice.
dude impacted. That dude was so freaking like just within the amount of time and the laughs that I got out of everything from Robin Big to Fantasy Factory to whatever his show is now. It's yeah, right. He's incredible, and then also now being an adult, like I never saw anything but the funniness as a kid. He's an entrepreneur, and like to see how much of one he is, and how successful he is, and how he's done it, it's very impressive. So yeah, Rob Dyrdek, he's up there.
Damn. Yeah, that is a very good one. Let's see, I'm starting to run into some walls now, man. I gotta
Yep.
go with you know what? I forget exactly which series it was from, but it was one of the old Ninja Turtle animated series.
Mm-hmm.
But Master Splinter. I
Ah,
remember watching a lot of Ninja Turtles, and I thought, man, this old man's fucking very wise.
yeah,
And it was just Master Splinter's always dropping wisdom in any iteration of Ninja Turtles. Really, it doesn't even have to be the animated thing. Just like anything Master Splinter's in,
mm-hmm.
this guy's usually saying some real shit. This guy's he usually knows.
Yeah,
What the fuck
every
is up.
single one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, he really
yeah.
is the wise old rat. Yeah,
So yeah, that's a good childhood character for me. I always loved Master Splinter. I thought he was very underrated. And then whenever then like on the rare occasion they'd have him fight, he was still a badass too, even though he's just an old man rat.
yeah, yeah. Man, yeah. I'm trying to think. This is a good question because it's really hard for me to think back upon like. I guess I should look back at the shows that I guess were my favorite whenever I was younger. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know. I was really into anything action or movie or superhero.
I'm not even sure if I've picked one movie character yet.
So that's the hard thing. Oh, I guess I could go, but movie characters aren't really.
You don't get as much time to connect with him, I don't think, as you do in TV shows.
No,
TV
you
shows, TV
just
shows span a long time. Like you
yeah,
really
you
grow
just
up on TV shows. You don't necessarily grow up on movies. You watch a movie at one point in your life growing up. You might be able to relate it to a time, but there are shows that you watch for years.
yeah, and it's a lot easier to pick it out. The movies are so like you either like that person or you don't, and you know it.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
pretty easy to jump forth. Um, wow. Uh, I'm gonna go with Samuel L. Jackson for my teen years. I'm gonna call it, even though it's like late kid to early teen years. Because I didn't realize how serious a superhero movie could be taken for somebody that wasn't a superhero. That dude absolutely rocked that role and has owned that for so long. And he's just such a badass dude. He was in Star Wars. Like I'm going with him. He's been such an impactful person and in so many movies that before I even a lot of the ones that I've now watched as an adult. Yeah, he was awesome. So Samuel
Yeah, yeah.
MF and
That's a
Jackson.
pretty good one. Yeah, Samuel motherfucking Jackson. Good motherfucking choice, motherfucker. That Dave Chappelle sketch. That's
Yeah,
just
the
the
beer.
funniest shit ever. The Samuel Jackson beer.
A Samuel L. Jackson.
Man, I got. See, I'm gonna have to go with my next one. You know what? I think this is a good one too, man. I gotta go with Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. That guy was. He stood the test of time. He was the protagonist for that show since from the time I was born until like last year.
Is
Which
he
is
not in it
crazy.
now?
I don't believe so. I think
Oh
I
wow.
remember seeing on Twitter a couple years ago them making a big deal about his last episode.
Oh, okay. They aged
But
him
yeah,
out then.
yeah, he's. I mean, but for real, he was like a good protagonist. Most anime protagonists in any sort of show are usually like really overpowered. That he wasn't. He lost all the fucking time. He was
Yeah.
super relatable. He lost all the time and just kept going. and he would have taken a bullet for any of his boys. Yeah, Ash was the shit. He was a all time protagonist. So I gotta put him in my childhood character list.
Oh man,
I think that was my fourth one, right? I got one more.
yeah. Man, I'm really upset with myself for not doing more cartoons. I watched a lot of cartoons, but real people have real people just had such a bigger impact with me. Um, I don't know if you ever watched this show. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'm still gonna go with just sort of early teen, late kid years, just because it really has been influential. I'm gonna go with Barney Stinson off of How I Met Your Mother. Um,
Yeah,
Being extremely influential in both the right and wrong reasons, and teaching me what to and not to do in situations. Uh, that man is, as he says it, legendary.
that show's
And
awesome, man.
yeah,
Except for the ending, the last season can eat shit, but that show as a whole is awesome.
But you know what? I'm starting to realize though, all the best shows have to have bad endings. The Office.
Yeah, that's
bad
usually
ending.
why they end. That's usually why they end is they start to die, and they're like, "All right, let's get rid of this before it just becomes unbearable."
Yeah, which is smart.
Yeah,
Salvage
yeah,
what
it
you can.
definitely is. It definitely is because if you end it whenever it's too hot, like people get really upset.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think there gets to a certain point, like where there are shows that you're glad they ended. Like Arrow, in my opinion, that shit went on way too long, bro.
It did.
That shit should have ended like 6 seasons. Like I think they could have called it 6 seasons. What did they ended up doing? Like fucking 9 or something like that, didn't they?
Yeah, it's crazy that it even. Yeah, that show did not belong.
No.
But
And
it's
same
only
with the
because
Flash. The Flash went on way too long too. It could have been. It should have
you
been a lot
can't
shorter.
develop the full life of the superhero. You can just develop so much of the show, and then you got to
Yeah.
stop it because it's repetitive,
Yeah.
or it's
And how
or
they've
it
never
gets.
how they've never done a Batman is crazy to me.
I don't know if they have the right. They probably don't have the right to do a Batman show,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they
or
probably
they're too
don't.
scared to actually mess it up.
That's probably more so what it is. They're like, we really don't want to. Like, this would really piss people off if it was bad.
We can't be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my
But
gosh.
Batman. I think would be the superhero most fit for a show because he's got so many villains, and he doesn't have superpowers. So you don't need any. You don't need too many crazy effects.
No, it's
You know,
really
you
just.
just need dark. You just need dark lighting, and some goofy looking people to play the villains.
Yep, and some gadgets now, which are easy to fake. So
Yeah,
easy to fake
yeah,
and
for
make.
sure.
Well, who's your last one there to round off the list, dude?
Man, my number 5. That's a tough one. I'm probably just gonna have to cover my eyes and throw a dart at a wall. But I am gonna have to go with. I am gonna go with the movie character. Because he had more than one movie. I'm going with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. That one's burned into my brain, dude. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that's a childhood thing. I mean, one of those 3 movies come out from 2002 to 2007 or something like that, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my first 10 years of my life. Spider-Man was the first movie I remember watching. Like the first one. I remember watching it on DVD in the living room.
That movie I could easily add to my list as well because it is. I could add it as one of my all-time favorite movies because of how memorable and incredible that movie is.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah,
all
so that's-
amazing, but that's a great dude. That character is really good. Good job.
You know, I guess if I am saying characters, though, I could just pick Spider-Man in general, but the one from my childhood would be the Tobey Maguire one. But
If you were gonna pick one.
Spider-Man's an all-timer character. People debate like who is the best and worst Spider-Man and all this shit, but I might like this might be controversial. I don't think there's a bad one. I think they all have their qualities that make them fit for the role, and I also
Yeah,
don't think it's. I also don't think. I used to be big on like comic accuracy and stuff, and then the more that I grow to like movies, the more that I say fuck that, and, like do an original story. Like if I don't need comic accuracy, then I'll know what happens. I need
Yeah.
do something original, do something a little different. I'm fine with that.
I
You
want
know what I mean?
comic.
Like make these guys their own guys.
I want comic accuracy to a point, but the problem
Yeah.
is now there's so many different comics that you can't be like, well, I'm sticking to this or that. Like, you need to just just to, like you said, develop them as characters themselves and stop trying to compete with each other and just make it an individual one.
Yeah, like
Because
that's what the video game did, man. The Spider-Man video game is its own story. Like they took elements from the actual comic book stories, but they made it its own original story, which I think what more movies should do. They shouldn't do all the.
which
I
is
do
kind
think
of like,
they need to kill this multiverse shit right now before it gets unbearable.
isn't this Spider Verse kind of that movie from just kind of created? I heard that was a good movie. Into the Spider
Spider Verse
Verse.
movie was really good. Yeah, two of them that came out. There's been two of them. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I love those, the animated ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, the that Spider-Man 3, it was good. Whatever it was called, No Way Home or whatever. But yeah, I mean, Spider-Man's got to be my fifth character. I think if I would have had time to think of something else, he probably wouldn't have been. But that's an old reliable right there, and I'll throw him in there.
That's a good one. If I had time to think of any of them, I probably would have chose none of mine except for Little Baylor and Barney Stinson because I could definitely think of more. But every one of them, like thinking back on it, I mean, not taking the ones that you've taken, you can't really name many Rangers because Tommy is the most memorable one because he was in so many. You know,
If I had to pick one, it would be the Red Ranger from Ninja Storm, because Ninja Storm I think was just the coolest series,
it
and
was.
the Red Ranger's always the coolest one for the most part,
Yep.
with very very rare exceptions.
Yeah. Well, who was he? Was he Dustin or is Dustin the dirt bike guy?
Dustin was the dirt bike guy. I forget what his name was.
I don't know.
I
But
can't
yeah.
remember what his name was.
Very interesting, to say the least. I really like that. That was a good question.
It
Um,
was. Yeah. Now, do you have a review? I know you asked me about reviews a minute ago before we started this list.
oh, I do. I have
I do have one, but if you have one, you can lead her off if you'd like.
well, I technically have two. I was gonna review a movie because I always seem to review food for some reason, and I don't mean to. I have an Apple Plus right now from my phone, and I watched Tetris, from 2023. It's the story about how Tetris came to be and how it was released to the world. 10 out of 10. I recommend that movie to every person that is over 18 years of age because that movie, if you at all have Apple Plus or ever watch it, that is a very, very good movie because of the story. It's not super like crazy in any specific ways other than just the story and how much you get into it and then how interesting it is. Plus, it's a good flashback because, especially for me, I was not alive in the freaking 70s and 80s. So, to kind of see how things worked and see how things went about, it was really interesting. Really cool.
Oh yeah.
So, definitely recommend that. My other one is food. That's why I said I didn't want to do it. Or I have to have another one. I want to have another one. If anybody is in southern PA, southwestern PA, then you know about Sayers Candy.
Place is
Sayers,
awesome.
Sayers Candy has gummy bears.
Oh my god, dude! I bet those are the best fucking things on earth.
Bro, they are amazing. They are so good. They've got so many different flavors. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got at least 10 different flavors. These are almost gone. 'Cause I just can't help. I can't help myself. But Sayers Candy's gummy bears, fantastic chocolate. Some of my favorite. I have creamy Easter bunny at the office that I'm eating on, but fantastic chocolate. Really good gummies as well. So check them out, everybody. Near Cambridge, PA. Cool.
Nice, dude. Yeah, Sarah's Candy is an awesome place. Now, I'll get into my review real quick. I don't have a lot to say about it because I want anybody that watches this, I want them to watch what I'm about to talk about. I just got to make sure I get the name right. So I'm going to Google it real quick. Yep. Yeah, it's called Sweet Bobby, My Catfish Nightmare. What it is it's this extremely gullible, stupid lady that gets catfished for years. I guess I'm not going to say who by because that's kind of the point of watching the thing is you get to it at the end. But the whole thing, it's another one of those Netflix things that doesn't have to be as long as it is. Too much extra bullshit that nobody cares about. but it's not even good. But I still recommend that people watch it because there's about 15 times throughout the course of this thing where you're like, how does this lady not see what's going on here? Like she's sitting here telling the story, and you're like, how did she not?
She's
How did
just
she not
being
know? How did she not know? Like I guess without giving too much away, there was a point in time where she was like trying to like this guy that she was talking to and that she was in this serious online relationship with apparently. They were trying to like video chat, and he said that he couldn't like talk because he had a stroke and his vocal cords were all messed up, and he couldn't turn his camera on because he was in the witness protection program, so he couldn't do video calls. And like I remember hearing these, I'm just like, all right, you're a fucking idiot. Like I'm sorry, you deserved whatever happened to you because those are the two lamest excuses I've ever heard. She just texted back and forth with this guy for years. She ended up damn, I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil what she did, but
Bro, she is the type of person that deserves to have her money scammed from her if she sent it to him. She is
Well, no, she was trying to just date this guy. She didn't get any money taken from her. She was just trying to like. She thought
and
that
that's
she was
a
gonna.
shame.
Yeah,
She
she thought
should
she
have.
was just gonna marry this dude. She thought she was gonna marry this dude, and it ended up not being who she thought it was. It was a real person. Like the
Of
guy,
course.
yeah, the guy was a real person. So like, obviously, it affected him too because somebody was using his name and pictures for years to catfish this lady. But it's a crazy story, and it just makes you think like, how the fuck did she not have any idea what was going on here? Like that's just what that seems like to me.
How are people this gullible to?
Yeah, yeah, it
Or
was
not
like,
even
what do you-
gullible. She has to be so lonely that she was.
Yeah, and at what
wanting
point?
to not see?
Yeah, and at what point do you draw the line? How do you text with somebody for years and you never see their face or anything, and you think you're in love with them? Like what? Like at what point are you like, okay, like we have to meet now, or this is never gonna happen?
I'm stuck on the witness protection for the sole point of who in witness protection just texts somebody that they've never met that they're in witness protection. Because that kind of defeats
that's the
purpose.
thing. The witness protection storyline developed as they were talking to each other.
Oh, okay.
He
it came to be.
apparently got shot by some people, and some people were after him, and it was the most ridiculous set of stories I've ever heard.
I bet
But,
that
yeah,
guy
it-
probably was just that catfisher was probably just doing it to see if he could get away with it at that point.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. Like it's weird because it never really. I guess like it can spoil this. It never really explains why the catfisher did what they did, but it's weird whenever you find out who it is. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why would somebody do that to anybody? And the amount of effort they put into it is also fucking insane. Like, this person needs locked up in a loony bin. The person that did the catfishing, like, they way too much time on their hands, went into it way too far. But yeah, it's called Sweet Bobby, My Catfish Nightmare. It is not good by any means, but if you watch it, you'll probably feel a little smarter.
What's it on? What can we find this on?
Netflix.
Netflix.
Yep.
Nice. Well, just the name itself is interesting, so I'll definitely.
Yeah,
it
that's
out.
about all I had for the day, man. I don't know if you have any closing thoughts or closing arguments, but that's about all I had to sprinkle in there. Other than
No.
the Pirates need to sell the team and the Cavs need to win the playoffs, and the Steelers need to not piss me off Thursday night. So they need to not piss me off yesterday. I guess we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, hopefully
Or see how that went.
Hopefully we're in a good mood right now when everybody's watching this. If somebody's
Yeah, let's hope so.
shoot. Well, that looks like that'll be a wrap for episode 17. Remember, if you were bored on third pace, you did not hit a triple.
That's
know your
right.
worth and know your placement, buddy.
That's right.
Other than that, good luck to everybody, and we hope you have a good week. And Wyatt, I'll see you there next week, man.
Absolutely.